All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an interesting Houston Rockets video for you guys. We're actually going to talk about Andre Drummond. Now, if you ask me, I think Andre Drummond is actually just going to re-sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. So, personally, I don't really see this happening, but it's something I haven't thought about. Andre Drummond to the Houston Rockets. I mean, this is a guy who is averaging 17.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, almost a block and a half per game, and then a steal and a half per game. So the issue with Drummond is, well, first off, this year his contract is $28.7 million. So Andre Drummond is definitely going to be pricey, but hopefully the drop-off in statistics for the remainder of the year on the Lakers, hopefully that maybe hinders his market. We could get them for cheaper, but if you enjoy this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I do this every single day. I know you guys would like it. Basically, the way I see this with the Houston Rockets is Andre Drummond fits the Rockets in zero way, shape, or form. Based off of what Stone's been doing, you know, the way they went into this season, the way they've been the last 3 years, just being a small ball team. It's hard for me to imagine a world where the Rockets want a 7-footer on their team. But when you look at Andre Drummond, he's 27 years old, in his prime. He's the best rebounder in the league. He can finish above the rim offensively. There's zero shooting range. He can be a little bit of an inconsistent defender due to just up and down levels of effort. So it's pretty risky going after Andre Drummond, and looking at what the Rockets have right now. You've got Christian Wood, you've got Kelly Olynyk, and honestly, those are the two guys I want to move forward with. I don't think Andre Drummond actually fits this team that well, because whether he's starting or coming off the bench, I just don't think it works out well. But Kelly Olynyk is having a very good season on the Rockets and on the Heat in general. He's a very good player. He's under 30 as well. A team's going to want Kelly Olynyk, and a team's going to offer Kelly Olynyk in the offseason. So my concern is, if we lose Kelly Olynyk, are we just going into next season with Christian Wood being the big man? Are we going for more small ball? Or is it at that point time to replan? Is Kelly Olynyk even part of the long-term plan? Are they just trying to play small ball to lose more games? Who knows? But I think anytime you have a two-time All-Star come to your team, it's going to benefit you. And I look at this Rocket squad, and the only reason I would want Andre Drummond was if the price was right. If I'm talking a price like Hassan Whiteside making X amount of dollars, going, what did he go in Portland? 15.5 and 13.5 and 2 blocks per game, whatever Hassan did last season. And then he's on a veteran's minimum in Sacramento right now. That's kind of the situation I would want with Andre Drummond. The issue is Hassan Whiteside isn't a 2-time All-Star beast. He was a beast for a little bit. I don't even know if Hassan Whiteside has an All-Star appearance, but even if he does, I mean, Hassan's 31, 32 right now. Andre Drummond's 27. But you go into this draft, you get a guy like Cade Cunningham, and you go into next season with players like John Wall, Cade Cunningham, Kevin Porter Jr., Jayshawn Tate, Christian Wood, Andre Drummond, then maybe even another small forward, a guy like Gary Trent, Norman Powell, whoever it is going to be. I mean, even like Kelly Oubre. Basically, the point I'm trying to get at is, if you get Andre Drummond, you don't have to rebuild. It's almost guaranteed that you're not going to be rebuilding for a second year. Right now, we are obviously tanking, trying to get a top 4 pick, because that's where our draft pick is. We need to be a bottom 4 team in the NBA. So next season, I know they're going to want to become relevant, and I know for a fact if they get a top 4 pick, he pans out well, and you get a good free agent, there is no way in hell this team is anywhere close to, I wouldn't say they would even be a bottom 10 team in the league next year. You get a guy like Cade Cunningham who looks NBA ready. John Wall, healthy John Wall. I mean, I just named all the players. You guys know the Rockets roster. This is a solid team. But is Andre Drummond the dude? I don't think so. I think it would have to be a little bit more of a last-minute type thing, where it's let's go get Andre Drummond because he's cheap right now. We lost Kelly. We didn't get Evan Mobley in the draft. We need some big men. He's cheap. So we'll see what happens, because like I said, this dude going into Los Angeles was averaging 17.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds per game, and that's just very close to his career average. So he's a very good basketball player in his prime. I just don't see that pay cut happening, because why would it have to happen? It doesn't really make sense. Something would need to happen. So I'm curious what you guys have to say about Andre Drummond. I have a feeling it's not going to go well, because, I'm pretty on the fence. I really don't want Andre Drummond on the Rockets unless it absolutely makes sense, because right now I like Kelly Olynyk, I like Christian Wood, and that duo, the way they've been playing together, the way they've been playing just this season in general, I like it a lot, and I like what I've been seeing. So let me know who you guys want the Rockets to target if we're going for another big man, kind of just assuming Kelly Olynyk isn't going to be with us next season, or you can assume he is. But let me know down in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.